Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum. I am back again with another video and another solution to a problem, and which is given by the Spark Foundation under this internship. And that task, we have to cover supervised machine learning. And now in this task, we have to predict the prestige of a student based on the number of study hours, and we have to use the simple linear regression model. And I'm using Python as a tool here, and I have downloaded the data from this given link. And now my task is to predict the score of a student who studies for like 9.25 hours per day. So let's get into the solution. Now I have written all of the important details of this task into a heading, and then I'm just importing the libraries which I will be using for all of my dataset manipulation, linear algebra operations, visualization and stuff. So these are the libraries which could be used for the following thingies. For the operations, we would be using the NumPy, the linear operations, and then for the manipulation, we would be the data frames manipulation. We would be using pandas, and then for the visualization through graphs, obviously to the end user, we would be presenting those graphs. So for that purpose, we are using matplotlib library. Okay, so in that, the first step to the data science process is to just load the data at first. Now we are loading the data and then printing out the first 5 rows, because the head function would return us first 5 rows starting from 0 to 4. We see that we have 2 columns that are really specified here, hours and scores, and then we see the only 2 columns here. Okay, so and it's also displaying the first 5 rows as well. Now we have to discover the actual data present in this entire data frame. So to discover the data, we are using the info function and the describe function. What does the info function does? It actually shows us all of the columns, and then the columns having their entire data types, and also their data types, and along with the memory users they're using. Okay, so in the next step, we are using the describe function to actually do all of the math work and the statistics work. Though it's really important to understand, and you must have that concept of statistics functions and stuff to understand all of the table values here. So in the describe function, we get to see the count, the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, the maximum, the 25th percentile, the 50th percentile, the 75th percentile of all of the values which are lying in the 2 columns. Now for the data visualization, I'm using the scatter plot, and for the x variables, I'm using hours. For the y variables, I'm using scores columns, right? And then I'm to label these x's and the y axis, I have been using x label, y label, and to actually title the entire graph, I'm using the title function, and then I'm showing it out. Now comes the data preparation part, because obviously it's a part of data science process. So we have to see in the data preparation that we don't have any null values in our data set, because that can actually interrupt the model with right prediction to your test data, to your any of the data that you are giving for predictions, right? So we have to see the data cleaning, because obviously if the data is clean, your model is going to predict very well. So we have to see if we don't have any null values. We get to find out by using the is null method, and then it returns obviously 0 0 to all of the columns that we already have for the smallest data type. And then we get to see that we don't have any null values. We don't need to do any of the further steps to actually clean the data, which could have been done by using the fill NA method. And you could either use the mean method to actually fill those null values, or you could have just dropped them, but you could have risked data loss as well. Anyways, coming to the part we only have assigned here, now we have to just move on to splitting the data set into training, testing and validation sets. Now what I'm doing is I am just from my original data frame, I am making copies of x and y for x and y, and from those values, and then I'm just printing them out. And what I'm doing here is now training the data set. Now what I am doing is like calling this function through the sklearn library, and then what I'm doing is calling that function to put out xy labels, and not xy labels but the actually data frames. And then I'm making the test size to 0.2, which means I am giving only allowing the data model to use and to train only to test only on 20% that means that I'm just separating out 20% of my test data set, right? And random state could be any constant that you would like to just mention here. So I have just printed them out in the next cell, and these are the data values, the values actually we get to from the xy train and test variables. Okay, the next step is to apply the linear regression modeling, which we are getting from sklearn, again from the linear regression, and then we're just calling it out. And obviously this fit function is used to train the data set, and we are just putting out the labels of x and y train, and then the model gets trained. Okay, so that is the best part about it. Fit function is that actually thingy. You can actually, if in the fit function, you can also call epochs, so to repeat the amount of times you have to do the training testing on the data set. But it's actually our data set is very not very large, so it wouldn't be a problem. Now we are printing the actually the variables, the properties of them, coefficients and intercept. What we get are these values which are mentioned, and now we have to predict. Obviously the last part is to predict with the x test label and the label or the data set, and we get the result in the same way we are giving as an input. That is, for the x test we gave a numpy array, and in the result we are getting a numpy array as well. So we are doing the early prediction of the 9.25 hours of per day the student is studying, and now how much amount of percentage he would get, and we are just predicting this amount of hours, and what we end up getting is 93.69 percentage. The student who is studying under 9.25 hours per day criteria. Now what we are doing is actually showing through the entire new data frame, and that the original marks and the predicted marks are mentioned with slightly little deviation. So it's actually predicting really good compared with the original scores. Okay, so fine tuning, obviously there are some of the boundaries which we can literally see in the values. So to fine tune them, we're using the score function to tell what amount of accuracy is the model predicting, is the model working with, and it's 94.54 percentage. So that is the accuracy. And then when plotting it on the scatter plot again, and then with the linear straight line, we are just using with the color red, and then specifying how much deviations are actually happening there. Now the last part is to predict. We did an early prediction here. If you could see, it's 93.69, and what we be doing is like again using Keras, like is an entire library in Python. So we are just using the small joblib library, and then in which we are saving the data set, and obviously the linear regression model data set, and into this students marks predictor, and then obviously the extension is .pkl to save them, to actually dump them, and then we have dumped them, we have saved them. Now we have to load the data. Now we have to load the same actually file that we have saved, and then we're loading it again. So it's like joblibs functions to just entirely save your model which you have put through training, testing and stuff, right? So you have loaded the model, and then you're predicting it with the amount of hours which were given in the task is 9.25, and what we end up getting is 93.69 percentage, which is the same percentage we got for before when I explained early prediction. So it's like predictions are happening to be same. So yeah, that is it. That is the solution. Thank you.